Hey everyone, I thought I'd just put up a quick video on how to import and export stuff from one site on D2L to another. It's likely that you'll be doing this at some point in time while you're here at UWM, and we're putting up stuff already on the shared site that would have to be imported otherwise, unless you wanted to completely rebuild it. So anyways, to begin with, you go into one of your sections. You see here in the background that I have several sections. Yours will get built up here later, but we'll go into one particular section that I know doesn't have anything in particular in it. And you're looking for the edit course icon over here, which is going to be on your right side of the screen. When I click on that, if the spinning pinwheel of death doesn't keep us from going. And right smack dab in the middle of the screen there is import and export copy components. Now, from this particular icon, you can send stuff from one of your sections to another or bring something from that other section into this one almost exactly like it is in the first. There's, of course, some different little nuances you'll have to change throughout, but really very simple to work with. So we click on that, and you see up at the top here, copy components from another org unit or from a parent template, export components, and import components. What we're looking for is from another org unit, which is one of your sections or the shared site that we all work with. And then we just want to click on search for offering, because that's going to give us all the different sections we have access to. Now, a parent template is something that Leslie would have to set up. It doesn't really need to be done. Actually, maybe what she did to work with, but I don't really know. We'll ask her later. And export components would take you from this particular site that you're in off to another one. So let's click on search for offering. And this screen can get quickly confusing if you go the wrong way. What we're looking for isn't the show search options button here on the right. We actually want to click on the little magnifying glass thing here, which isn't obvious the way it's set up, but trial and error is kind of showing me that. And when you do that, all the sections you have access to pop up. I, of course, have way more than most of you, so don't worry about that. Um, as we go through and scroll here, I got to go to the second page. Here's my other site for the standalones that I'm doing, and then down here at the bottom it says public speaking share site, and that's what I want to pull my component from right now. So we just click on that little button, go to add selected, and if we look down here at the bottom, we have two options. Copy all components gives you everything that's in there. Now, if you end up building one of your sections in a later semester, you can completely copy the last section you work with, or really any section you've worked with while you've been here at UWM. It'll take every last little thing other than the students and their grades with you. But we're not looking for everything, we're just looking for select components. So if we click on that, it gives you all these little things you can look at, which is really interesting, but the things that we're actually looking for are down here at the bottom. Now again here, it gives you another option to select all components. Not what I'm looking for here. I'm going to select just one of the quizzes. So if any of you want to work with, if any of you want to work with the research assignment that I put up on our shared site, this is how you would take it over into your site as a quiz. Now I can copy every single quiz that's put in there if I want, but I'm still just looking for one thing. So we go to select individual items to copy, continue. And then here it gives you not everything you want to see, but if we hit this little plus thing that's a little difficult to see unless you zoom in and take a closer look at the video, it opens up all the different options. If you're working with a section that has a bunch of stuff that you would look through, you'd have every single quiz put in here, and that may happen if you're looking at old sections, because if you are, instead of using MindTap, if you're using all your quizzes through D2L, you're going to see probably a dozen quiz features in through here. We click on that, highlight it, and then click continue. It gives us one more screen that says, do you really want to do this? Are you sure? We click finish, and then over here on the right we see the copy being queued up. It takes just a moment, it'll be processed through here, so we'll play the waiting game. I won't sing any songs or torture you in that particular fashion. Just hang out for a moment. Here we go. All done. Now, if I want to put that into my content on D2L, we go to our home page, and it's through the existing activities right up here at the top. or new activities. I mean, we've got quizzes. No, not new. I'm sorry. Add existing activities. You go down to quizzes. Select the quiz that you want to pull up. Now I've just uploaded the research module for speech 3. And then it appears down there at the bottom. Now, the thing you need to remember is that it isn't completely activated or exactly the same as what it comes in. There are a couple of things we need to look at. So if we go in there and take a peek at it, actually we'll go back to our edit feature and go to quizzes. You might have a quiz icon up at the top of your page. I do not, because it confuses my students. But under the edit function here, we need to go and take a peek to make sure everything's set up just fine. Properties has to do with what questions you're asking. Restrictions, this is what I actually want to look at. It says the thing is active. I can set a different set of start and end dates. I can change some of the release options, what students it goes to, whether or not I want it to be a timed quiz or module. The assessment feature tells us whether or not there's a grade item inputted, and I am going to have to add a grade item to it. So right here, excuse me, right here next to where it says grade item, there's just a little icon that says add grade item. You can title it however you want. As soon as you do that and save it, it will actually put that item into the student grades so that you'll be able to see that it's there, and then you can get it set up so everything will be sent to the students themselves. Anyways, if you have any questions on that, don't hesitate to ask, or check in with Leslie or any of the other attorneys or anybody that's familiar with this particular learning management system. And that's it, folks. So, hey, you guys have a great